Hey, welcome back to another horror collecting video. So we're going to start off with something I ordered during the whole Black Friday online madness that was going on. So let me see if I can hold it up here. So this is from Creepy Company. Uh, they make, I don't know what, they make a fairly wide variety of horror stuff. They're out of Chicago, so they have shirts, pins, and recently they started doing like these blankets and these like horror throw blankets. And each one I get is just so cool. And I think this is their best one yet. This is their scary stories to tell in the dark blanket. So they also have a bunch of other random scary stories stuff on their site, which I wish I could remember more of. But go check them out, like for real. So it's pretty big. It's also really warm too. So I haven't been using this one as much because I wanted it to look nice for the video. But it's pretty fleshed out. Like you can see, they wrote like a whole thing for the back, which I'm trying to show off here. So I guess you can pause if you want. So it's kind of designed. So some of their other ones are set up more like a VHS tape case. So there's a bit like there's some text like on the spine, and this one is like the same kind of thing, just book. And like the quality is just so high. It kind of blew me away when it like first arrived. I would have done like an unboxing, but it came in like a bag, so not a whole lot of suspense there. But well, the iconic cover art is really well rendered on the front there. And I think my favorite part of this is when you open it up, it's the art from the Herald story. It's a little hard to see if I've got it all up. Ugh, man. I should have got like a frame or something for this. But, it's pretty awesome. So I think these are usually like 35-ish. I think this was on sale. I think it was like 28 or something, which isn't like a big markdown, but hey, very well worth it. So, and they have a bunch of other ones as well. So I don't know if you can see. You can see it in the background of my other videos. Plus, I did a review for their Halloween blanket, which was I think that was the first blanket they put out. And now they have so many different ones. Like they have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre one that came out after I ordered this, and it was like, oh, I wanted that too. There's an Evil Dead one. Like there's Goosebumps ones. There's a ton of stuff. So uh, actually, let's see if I can just put this down in the bag here. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so the camera isn't facing the bag, but it's awesome. Like creepycompany.com. Not a sponsored thing. Although, if you're somehow watching, Creepy Company guys, hey. But now to the main meat of this particular pickup video. So we're finally into stuff from this month. So as you may remember from our other videos, we're a bit backed up because we had some pretty rough life stuff go on in November, December. Uh, and we never got to shoot pickup videos for all the stuff we were picking up for like Black Friday or just sales or pre-orders or just anything. So we've been going kind of nuts with filming tonight, and I think we'll be all cut up after this one. So let's start off with our used picks, which there weren't a whole lot this month because I didn't really go out a whole lot this month. And I thought I had actually gotten the stickers off of these, but I guess not. So first off, Boa vs. Python, this terrible sci-fi. Well, okay, I remember it being pretty bad. Not gonna lie. It's one of those sci-fi movies with really, say, iffy CGI monsters. But I just eat that stuff up, and especially like reptile horror movies, like that's my thing. So I've kind of made it a point to just pick up any reptile horror movie I can find, to have it like on hand for reference. Um, I'm actually thinking I might end up doing something dedicated to that. Just like evaluating like the biological accuracy of like monster movies for reptiles. I don't know, it's crazy, but it sounds like so much fun. But so yeah, I saw this on TV many years ago, and I have no real memory of like what it was like other than, well, you heard. I'm not just gonna stand here and bash this movie for like 5 minutes. But yeah, heck, it turned out to be like a few months ago I bought Python 2, which I remembered as just another throwaway sci-fi movie, and to my surprise, I was like, you know what, this is actually decent. This is pretty good. So I'm looking forward to being surprised again. And then our only other used find, which still has the sticker on it, man, dude. I think this is a Troma movie, Father's Day, which I found kind of cheap, and it was, well, very much not cheap on eBay. So no idea what to expect, but I am a sucker for a good deal. So, and it looks fun too. So, I mean, plus Troma. I mean, you almost always have a good time with a Troma movie. Actually, you do always have a good time with a Troma movie. I can't remember any Troma movies I've ever seen that I didn't enjoy. So, and now on to our new stuff. So, everybody was so excited about The Lighthouse when it came out last fall, and I don't really have a whole lot of opportunity to actually go to theaters. Actually, if anybody ever wants to send me screeners, hey. Actually, we were sent a screener for Bad CGI Sharks, which I'm kind of excited about that. I watched 47 Meters Down earlier today, and was not really a fan. So I am in the mood for a fun shark movie. But anyway, digression aside, so I've heard nothing but good things about The Lighthouse, and I'm excited to check it out. So this came out, I think this came out a week or two ago from when I'm shooting this. I went to Best Buy the day it released, and they were totally out. Like, they didn't have any copies. And for some reason, their system said, oh yeah, we've got a box of them, but nobody knew where they were. Like, the store basically lost them. So I would have seen this sooner if not for that. But, hyped for that, because they've been talking about it in Fangoria and just all over Twitter. And then kind of the big thing, which, maybe I should open this up here. Stand by. Yeah, I think we're back. So anyway, this just came out. So also opened with another thing I didn't get to show off. So this is a Buck 120 vintage knife. You may recognize it from the posters for Friday the 13th. Let's see if I can remember all of them. 7, 8, and 4. So this is a pretty common horror movie knife. This is actually also Ghostface's knife in the first Scream. Like, they pretty much used one of these like right off the shelf and then made some like prop versions or like tweaked it a little bit. So this was something I picked up earlier in the year too that I didn't really get to show off. And it is a handsome knife. It is also quite solid. Like, I'm used to knives that are more kind of proppy or just like for show. This is kind of a for business knife. Like, it needs a bit of a sharpening, but it's still, I still don't really want to, oh my god. Well, I don't really want to touch the edge, as you can see. But so, I use it to kind of hack my way into the recently released Shout Factory Fly box set, which is pretty dope. So, it's everything involving the Fly. So we have the 3 classic movies and the 2 80s movies. So I hadn't actually cracked the plastic on this yet. So I saw this actually just yesterday, for not a lot, but a bit less than I'd seen at other places. Like, it was still kind of pricey, but I wanted to get it anyway. So pretty solid box. So that's nice. Unlike the Amityville Horror set that we showed off in a previous video, which had like the flimsiest cardboard, well, not even cardboard, just like paper thing we'd ever seen. But anyway, so let's explore the titles. So we've got The Fly 2 with, wow, quite a bit of extra stuff. So I'm just gonna, this isn't meant to be like a long form like Fly box set review, so I'm just gonna hold them up and hopefully the camera focuses and you can like read them, what each title comes with as we go. I'm also kind of seeing these myself for the first time. So there's some documentaries. So Fly. Certainly hope that's focusing. Did I just say focusing or focus? You know what I mean. So I've actually never seen, so I've seen the 80s Flies, like Fly 1 and 2. I have never seen any of like the old like classic Flies, so this will be the first time watch for me. Oh, okay, so I guess it came a little, like a little nick there. Sure. I'm just packaging it, I guess. Sure, what do the discs look like? Oh, it's got like a little... So a lot of the short titles feature reversible art, and this just has like a background. So that's kind of nice. Actually, it makes me want to... Let's see, what's... Okay, so that's The Fly. And behind the disc, I can see Jeff Goldblum crawling around the ceiling. And what's in here? Okay, it's like the new title pod. So, controversial, well, maybe controversial opinion. I think I actually like The Fly 2 better than the first Fly. Because I'm weird. Well, I mean, you know I'm weird. You can, yeah. So, Return to the Fly. There's a Ninja Turtles episode called Son of Return of the Fly Part 2, and I can only think of that when I look at the titles on these. Like Return of the Fly, The Curse of the Fly. I thought it was Son of the Fly. Actually, these all kind of have like some kind of, you know, somebody shoving them in there. Damage, you see that? I should take this one out. Yeah, they're all kind of crumpled a little bit. That's weird. But, I don't know, compared to the pre-order posters arriving annihilated problem we were having last year, like, I almost don't even care about that. So, but yeah, so it's a pretty cool looking set, and it'll kind of fill in a bit of a gap of mine for having never seen like the original Fly. Plus, I've always wanted to know more about the Fly 2. So, like, I have the old like 2-pack DVD of Fly and Fly 2, and I always wanted to know more about Fly 2 because I just really loved it. So that's gonna be an adventure. Woo. And now this one, so I still got the tag on there. So again, I bought these and like put these in my make a video about file just yesterday. So this is Shot Factory's brand new Silver Bullet release, which I've only seen this movie once in some Stephen King multi-pack, but I thought it was pretty awesome. So when I heard that they were doing it, it was like, oh, cool, I'll pick that up if I run into it. And I found it, yesterday. So it's like, yes. One thing that kind of worries me though is I think the disc might be loose in there. Cause like it was at the store it was in like this hard case, you know, like the anti-theft clear thing. And they took it up, and I heard the rattling, and I was like, hey, is the disc okay? And they said, oh, it's probably just the case. And then on my way back, it was like, oh, no, it's coming from the title. So hopefully, so I made it a point to wait to open it up until we were doing this video. And hopefully the disc is okay. I've never known a Shout Factory title to actually be loose in the case. And hopefully it's not torn up. So this was the last one in stock anywhere in town that I know of. Okay. We'd be using our Ghostface knife, but I kind of want a more delicate touch on this one. So there are a lot of just crazy Stephen King movies that I'd never heard of before, and Silver Bullet was one of them, like the first time I saw it, but it won me over. And kind of hyped to see what kind of extras they were able to put on this, because from the back it looks like they got a good amount of content made for it. So let's see. So new commentary, old commentary, isolated score. Oh man, I can't like shake it out because I don't want to mess up the disc. Just in case it's, but yeah, it's definitely got to be rattling around, and that's the only thing it could be. But anyway, nice slipcover like all Shout Factory collector editions have. And stop on that fucking thing. I'll pause the videos and try to make them shorter so that people won't lose their minds, like trying to watch. 17 minutes later. Oh, yep, so it is indeed loose in there. To my somewhat relief, it doesn't look like torn up or anything. It looks like there aren't really any scratches, which I was really nervous about because in our previous video, we bought the It Chapter 2 Steelbook from Best Buy, and we could hear something moving around, and when we opened it up, my 4K disc had scratches on it, like brand new, and it had some playback errors, so I have to go complain and get that disc replaced, even though the Steelbook is sold out. But yeah, this actually looks okay. So you can see my cruddy apartment here and there. One of our original titles was going to be The Apartment of Horrors, but I thought Crypt sounded better. Yeah, I think this might end up being okay. Oh, okay. I can maybe see a few things here and there. This has kind of a weird, like, inner case, though. Like, see how it's kind of like raised and textured and maybe off color a little bit. I don't know. I buy so many of these Shout Factory collector editions that sometimes they'll swap out like a different like brand of case, and like I'll notice, but my friends will be like, "You're nuts! What are you talking about?" And it's like, no, it's slightly different. But does it actually? Okay, well, it's held in place, so yeah. Well, at any rate, reversible art, like all the collector editions. And I always make it a point to have the original poster art on the inner sleeve. I have the outer sleeve, so. So yeah. So that'll be a fun thing. So I wonder if my friend Justin Beam from Twitter was behind this one, because I know he did he produced the extras on The Blob and Silent Hill, and those were some of their like best releases. I had meant to have reviews of those titles, but as I've said before, like life and health stuff kind of got in the way. But we still have the script, and we still might do them. But until then, and until we have more cool stuff to show off, I think that's it for now. So thank you for checking out our content. Hopefully you enjoy what we do here. Yeah, we'll be back when we have more collectibles to show off. So like, share, and subscribe, and yeah, maybe we're gonna have some reviews up. I totally lost my train of thought. I've lost my mind.